What is up, everyone? We are back for another Real Talk. Once again, I am Matt. I'm joined by Jeff and Paige, and we are here to talk about who we think our winners will be and who we want it to be, because it's Oscars week. As of right now, we're figuring out if we'll be live post show. We'll see, but we are going to at least talk about who we think will win before the awards are really given out. So I'm excited. I'm happy, and yeah, this is my Super Bowl. So like I'm ready. I apologize.
I've been saying for years, this is my Super Bowl. Blah 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 blah.
Listen, one of my best friends, co-founder of the channel, he's got a film festival he's in on Saturday or on Sunday, and he's like, hey, you gonna come watch my film? I'm like, what time's it's your block area? I'm like, what time? He's like, our block starts at 6:30. I'm like, and the Oscars start at 7, so no.
The Oscars start at 7. Shoot, I was invited to a party at 5. I'll see if I can make it work.
Yep. Like you said though, this is the film nerds like Super Bowl weekend. This is our jam right now. So
and I have finally seen all 10 Best Picture nominees. I have to watch The Apprentice tonight or tomorrow, so I can have seen all the best actor noms. I'm pretty sure I've seen all the best supporting actor noms. I've seen all the best lead actress noms and supporting actress noms. Like, I am set and ready to go. I know who I want, and I am so excited to talk about it with two of my best friends right now. So, Paige, real quick before we get started, how are you doing tonight? Because I've just been,
fabulous. No, I'm happy. Like, I honestly, I look forward to like this time every year to like talk Oscar predictions or just talk about film itself. And this is the day we get to celebrate it all. So I'm like really looking forward to it.
Jeff, how are you doing besides losing your AirPod for like 15 minutes before filming?
Yeah, I found it though. I'm doing well, man. I'm excited. I'm, repping film related things for this conversation. This hat that I was given for Christmas, this t-shirt I was also given for Christmas. I told you. All three of the Lovers Wear and Challengers Best Score of the Year nominated nowhere because award shows are actually a joke. I mean, it's cool that we get to acknowledge some things that we like, but doesn't make Challengers less good.
I agree. This movie should at least have 2 nominations. Actually 3.
Yeah. All so right. That's it. I'm ready. Let's talk about it. So that way
So similar to what we did when we talked about nominations initially, we are just going to be focusing on, for the most part, the above the line categories and the adapted and original screenplay. So we'll start with those two. We'll go with the adapted screenplay first. Paige, who do you want to win the adapted screenplay?
Can we list what's nominated for?
I was about to say, I'm scrolling, trying to find the list right now.
Oh man, your mouth is faster than your mouse.
I have it right here. We're doing adapted.
So adapted is A Complete Unknown, Conclave, Emilia Perez, Nickel Boys, and Sing Sing.
All right. So who do I want to take it? Yes. Who I would like to take it, and I think is well deserved, is Sing Sing. But that's not who's going to take the award. So if I had to put money on this, it's Conclave. I mean, right? You guys would agree? No?
I'm listening. We're letting you go first.
Not like the precursors really matter because the Oscars are its own thing. But I do think that it's getting that it's gotten the hype and it's kind of stuck the path that I think it has the chance of actually getting it. And I think out of the other films nominated, I think it's one of the most talked about the screenplay itself. So,
Jeff, who do you want to win, and then who do you think will win?
It is hard to not say like, oh man, I love the Conclave script. I know that's one that will win. I think it's just the biggest one out there. Who I want to win would really be honestly, it's a three-way tie for various different things between that Sing
Ooh.
Boys. I love multiple different entries for different reasons. So who I want to win? Yeah,
Pick one.
Could only choose one.
Which one's your baby?
I think I just enjoy Conclave enough because of the dialogue. In a way, I find it more playful than the more heavier type of discussions that are done in Sing Sing and Nickel Boys, which both I think have extraordinary screenplays. But I think Conclave is just such a bouncy, energetic kind of screenplay that really survives based on the power of its dialogue as well as its themes.
I was gonna say it's a very dialogue heavy film, so it just would only make sense that it would do really well in this.
For me personally, I do think Conclave will win, but however, I'm actually with Paige. I want Sing Sing. That one hit me a different way.
Yeah, it's that one is like the story that I love the most out of all of these. But if I had to choose like dialogue based wise, like Conclave does make the most sense.
I don't like Nickel Boys all that much, and the more Rue talks about it, the more the more and more I dislike that movie.
Nickel Boys is extraordinary, but then again, Rue isn't always right either. I mean, he likes Emilia Perez.
This is true, guys.
He admits that he hasn't rewatched it, and he's afraid to rewatch it because of how much he enjoys it. Because he doesn't want to like it less. But yes, it's. I don't think Nickel Boys is extraordinary. I think it's solid. I do. I don't think I'll like it less.
Let's keep going.
But no.
So I think we're all in agreement.
Sing Sing, just the powerful storytelling, the fact that it is based on a true story and seeing it brought to life. I'd love to see a former convict get a screenplay Oscar and hopefully send his career, which he should have been nominated for this film as it is. But
the dialogue written, someone shared this thought about this exact scene, and it's one that like really stuck with me. I'm sure it stuck with you guys too. It was in his parole hearing where he's talking about acting and the power of acting and how that can help. And they're like, so you think that, I'm paraphrasing poorly, obviously. Like, so you think that maybe acting is, behind why you're acting like so good right now? Like,
no, they straight up said, so are you acting?
So you're acting right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like that feeling there. It's like, oh my God.
They just don't get it.
Oof.
But I think we're all in agreement, though. At least two of us would love Sing Sing to win, but I think
I would also love it. Look,
Jeff said that was one of his three children.
So that definitely is, But I think we're all in agreement. Conclave is definitely is running away with this award.
I'm not going to say running away, but I do think it'll win.
I think this could be an interesting category for to give
Sing Sing just for
Sing Sing or something else, just
probably.
Like it's
I think it'll be Sing Sing or Nickel Boys, just so it's like, here, we gave you something, your participation trophy.
Based on how much, look, man, I know that you are so far away from the majority love for Nickel Boys, but like I think you can understand at least like the amount of love that it does have. Amazon MGM, I don't know how they bungled the release of that film as badly as they did, and then it still was able to get into like the awards
conversation. It got picture and adapted, so yeah.
And cinematography.
Yeah. Oh, and cinematography.
No, it didn't get cinematography.
I would say no. It only got two.
It should have. It should have.
I don't think it should have. That pulled me out of the movie. I can understand why it didn't get nominated.
He likes hardcore Harry, probably. That's his version of a.
I don't like first person movies all that much. But my issue with Nickel Boys was the fact that it kept going between the two young men. So that just the shifting points of view is what took me out of it.
Yeah.
But moving on to original screenplay. Nominees are Anora, The Brutalist, A Real Pain, September 5th, and The Substance. I will start off with Jeff in this one. Jeff, who do you think will win and who do you want to win?
All right. Well, first of all, let's completely throw out the window the possible influence of WGA, because like Anora, I think, and maybe one other. I think it was just Anora. Oh, and A Real Pain. I think those are the only ones that were nominated at the WGA
Yeah.
because they have bizarre rules. So it does help the overall campaign for trying for Anora there. And I can clearly see it winning. I think that this is another one where there's some really like good choices. You can clearly like The Substance could easily get in there as like, oh, this is our Get Out Oscar. This is our Her Oscar. The one where it's like they get the original or their Promising Young Woman Oscar screenplay to be like, ooh, we're going to give it to you to show how much we love because we're not actually going to give it to you in anything else. I don't think that The Substance will sneak in there for this, especially because it seems like the number one view our focus has always been Demi. I do think I love the screenplay for The Brutalist, and I do love the screenplay for A Real Pain. I do think that dialogue-wise, the way it's all written out, tempo, blah, 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 I'd probably say that The Brutalist is my favorite screenplay. That's the one who I would want to win.
I might be with you if it wasn't so messy in the back half.
I don't think it's messy in the back half. But I think it's going to be Anora just based on the momentum that it's had.
Mm-hmm.
I will go ahead this time and I will say who I would like to win, and this may be a shocker to those watching, but September 5th. I don't know if either of you saw that film.
Yep, I did.
That is my number 5 out of 5 slots for this one. I actually think it's a pretty crackerjack.
Yes, it is.
It's a good movie, and it's very condensed and tight. Yeah,
I think it's a movie that got an Oscar nomination because people said it should be getting one because of its subject matter, which I don't think
it should have gotten film editing because the movie's about editing. But they're in like
the movie is not about editing. So
no, not editing, but they're in cutting scenes together. Watching this all play out live.
No, that is not what they're.
I get what you're trying to say.
This film is about journalistic integrity, and
yes,
that
I know
is
what
why
it's
I
actually
love
about.
that.
But I'm saying they're in the
imagine
studio
a terrorist spotlight.
Yeah,
right. Like, this is when breaking news and live reporting become a massive thing in the world.
I don't know. I already saw that kind of story done in that one scene in Anchorman 2.
I walked out of Anchorman 2.
I really
Fuck
enjoy
those
Anchorman
movies.
2. I really, movies used to have Adam McKay directing Will Ferrell.
So
things changed.
I going back to what we mentioned, participation trophies. I would like that to be September 5th's participation trophy because I thought it deserved a little bit more love than it got, but it's the season. It is what it is. But if I'm picking a winner, it is going to be Anora. So, Paige,
it just feels like that's it.
Yeah, Paige, we already know what you're going to say. Anora and Anora.
No, actually, no.
Ooh, she feels very A Real Pain.
Substancy.
I know, right?
She's on some type of substance.
My Old Ass is her number 1 film of the year. I feel like it's going to be A Real Pain is what she'd want to win or something.
Actually, it is not. So what I would want to win is Substance. I would actually want the Substance to win because I know it's not like the dialogue isn't like the strongest point of the movie.
Yes, it is.
But what it's I mean, it's part of it. I think it's more the performances and what they're able to convey.
Paige missed her chance to buy it digitally for $10 yesterday.
I own it. I own the physical media. I got it.
I always own both, but yes.
But I know I like what the film is conveying, and I think it's so powerful in what it's getting across the screen of how pretty much like Hollywood and the standards that they present with women these days is just like the ageism and the beautyism and the sexism is just like so real and prominent these days that it really is like a big fuck you to Hollywood. Like you are turning people into monsters because of how you expect everyone to be so perfect, which I just find so fascinating. And if Coralie Farjai was to get that award, that would just be spectacular. But then again, I do love Anora. And I think Anora is running away with this award.
Anora does rock. I think that some people, this is something This is something that I've seen complain about when it comes to the substance, when it comes to other, movies sometimes where it's like, oh my God, it's just like it does it in the least subtle way as possible. And it's like, I don't know. Have you seen how the world is today?
Right.
Subtlety is like out the fucking
Only
door.
gets you so far
like,
now.
like, yeah, like, oh, you hit the nail on the head. Yeah, over and over and over again. We're beating a dead horse. That's where we are in the world right now. So sure, let's make something as unsubtle as possible. And it was awesome. I love this.
Exactly.
Cool. If that won, that'd be awesome.
Right? That's why I'm like, it would be fun. But like, I love Anora, and I do think Sean Baker deserves his flowers. I love that it's like a fairy tale meets like harsh reality. And a lot of us have that in life. Like, we want this perfect world. And then when we feel like we're kind of presented with it, it all comes crashing down. And the hard truths of life is really hard hitting at times.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah. And
the portrayal he puts with sex workers too, I think deserves like a light as well, because all of his film are prominently about sex workers. So it would be pretty awesome to see a movie like with those themes be honored.
Fair enough.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let's move on to the. You guys want to go director? Or you want to go to the acting noms?
Let's go supporting.
Yeah, let's go supporting.
To the acting.
Like the Oscars start with supporting. Why not us?
Let's
go. Right.
Fair enough. All right, we'll start an actress in a supporting role. Nominees are Monica Barbaro, Ariana Grande, Felicity Jones, Isabella Rossellini, and Zoe Saldana. All right, I'll start off this time since
because we know how you feel with this one.
Well, no, I was just doing a round robin. I went you, Jeff, me, you, Jeff, me.
No, I know, but I'm like, I know what you're gonna.
I mean, I'm saying Ariana Grande. That's who I want to win.
Okay.
Who I think will win is Monica Barbaro, and I'm not upset about that because she's my number 2, and she does a lot with a little.
Monica Barbaro? You think Monica Barbaro will win?
Yep.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I think I mean, hey, it is your decision, but you also got to think of the narrative with things sometimes too.
It's not a narrative.
That's part. Well, no, it's
everything going towards.
I know it's partly narrative. It's partly because I feel like some voters will be like, "This is category fraud," like I feel. And a lot of love that this film had is just dissipated over the last month.
Just to confirm, you think the voters who voted for Lakeith Stanfield to get a nomination in the supporting category for Judas and the Black Messiah will vote against category fraud?
To be fair, how that works is the studios put them up for a specific thing. So
yes, no, he was put up for lead. He got nominated for supporting. That day he tweeted out his arm shrunk because he didn't understand it. He was like, okay. It was a big point of contention that that everyone was confused.
That's fair because he would have won that year.
The only times I've seen anyone be confused about a nomination they got was him and Don Cheadle getting an Emmy nomination for Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Wait, Don Cheadle got a what?
Yeah, see?
Wait, what?
No one was more surprised than Don Cheadle.
Wait, is that like for real? Because I do not remember that.
He got
a guest actor nomination.
Okay.
Let me make sure I'm right here and I'm not just making it up right now.
I feel like you just made that up out of your ass. If that is legit, how the fuck's it?
Outstanding guest actor in a drama, The Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Okay.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So, like I said,
I just have a gut feeling that Barbaro is going to end up winning. I just something in my gut that's telling me that. So, but I want Ariana Grande to win.
Okay.
Paige, on to you, ma'am.
All right. Who I want to win. All right. So first, I do want to point out and say I'm totally with you that Zoe Saldana should be the lead of her film because I think the movie, the film is her story.
Mm-hmm.
it's prominently her helping out Amelia Perez and going through all of this. So I do think Ariana Grande was the best thing in Wicked. I do think what was the woman's name you were saying again?
Monica Barbaro.
Yep, Monica Barbaro. I thought she was great. I feel like she didn't have. I feel like she was lacking a scene though to make it like I'm trying to think what her Oscar.
So-
not that you need one, but I'm just
So,
thinking
so here,
what it would be.
I will pimp out another podcast I'm doing in a collaboration with Bite Size Breakdown and Bigger Bite, where the Complete Unknown episode comes out. I want to say
within the next couple days. That's for sure.
Saturday. It's Saturday, I'm pretty sure. And ultimately, we talked about this, and it's the fact that Nick and I were both praising Barbaro's performance because hers has a lot to do with how she acts without speaking. She doesn't have the moments where it's just actually dialogue. It's a lot of just face acting and picking up her emotions and Joan's feelings watching Bob play and things like that. Like those were the moments that really captured.
And she's singing live, so I mean, which is another powerful thing to her. And I do like her that she's it's like a very like I don't want to say subtle, but like she's kind of got this like little attitude, and I like it a lot about her. But then Isabella Rossellini, I'm still thinking I think her performance is a little overhyped in this movie. I'm like, it's way to me. It's not like I'm like it is a great performance. You are the only woman in it.
If you ask me.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, and then who is the fine?
Felicity Jones, who should be disqualified due to AI usage in her dialogue.
This is so fucking dumb. It's the same exact thing that other movies use with the same exact kind of stuff.
They do this all the time, though, and then just no one ever talks about it.
It just happens to be not an AI program, so no one ever uses it. Sound mixing is done in every single movie with anyone's dialogue.
But here's the thing. They tried to sound mix. They couldn't do it how they wanted it, and then they went to AI. That's why I have an issue.
I'm saying
they should have just never mentioned it.
They said they could accomplish the same thing using a non-AI program. Just would have taken way longer, and they didn't have the budget to wait that long. Yeah. So look, the criticism should be about the use of AI, not about her, because it's the same fucking thing any other movie does. Otherwise, all movies should be disqualified for everything they do because it's being used to twist whatever it is for the final product.
It's so fun.
It's stupid. She's great.
She is, and she is good at it. But my fault is with, although I think the weaker part of The Brutalist is the second half, and unfortunately, that's where she is in. But I do think she is great. But if I had to choose, I mean, from the nominees we got, I'm going with Zoe Saldana for both. I think I want her to win because I think she deserves it. She's been in so many big blockbuster films in supporting roles, supporting those characters and stuff, and has brought so much money to cinema through all the big.
That's not why you deserve one of these awards.
No, I'm not saying that's why, but I'm saying she was able to actually show that she can do something other than just
she's shown that before. That's what I
agree. But also her singing, I think, was great. Her speaking in her native language was great. That's who I'm going with. I mean, she's walking away with this award pretty much.
Horseshit. Jeff,
if we're going with precursor,
who will win is going to be Zoe because she's won everything. To the same degree as almost the same degree in terms of like a lock. She's like on the same page as like Divine Wright, Joy Randolph, or we'll get to in a moment, but Culkin this year, she's winning fucking everything. All the crossovers mean there. So if we're talking about who will, it's going to be her. Should it be? No, for a variety of reasons. I'm not especially wild about this category and everyone in it in general. I love Felicity Jones. I just wouldn't personally vote for her just for the year. I'm looking at it again because I've already forgotten it.
Monica
I mean,
Ariana
I love
Grande.
Isabella Rossellini in Conclave. I think she actually is the perfect definition of supporting. She's always there on the edge of the frame.
Mhm.
She's supporting the work that's going on. So,
Mhm.
I mean, like, I love Isabella Rossellini. I'd probably end up voting for Ariana Grande just because I think that she does a good job with that stuff there. But honestly, I mean, like, I don't even really care about Ariana Grande and Wicked. I don't think Wicked's. You want to talk about a movie that's overhyped? Maybe that's it. I'm so glad that other people find so much joy in that movie. So you know what? Fuck it. I would say I would want Isabella Rossellini. I forgot to even mention Monica Barbaro because, as you know, Matt knows I've already forgotten the movie and I watched it 2 days ago.
Mhm. You said her and Timothy were the only things you could fucking remember from.
Yeah, I remember because you know what? She's got a pretty voice. I don't remember anything else about what happened with her. Other than they were just a real dick about her. They were just like, the whole movie was like, Joan Baez kind of sucks. Anything she did was actually because she did a cover of Bob Dylan thing. Doesn't Joan Baez suck? Oh, she's such a nag. That's what it felt like.
Yeah, when
She
it's
was
more
good,
enthusiastic.
and she had a very pretty voice.
Yeah.
Okay. Moving on to Best Supporting Actor. Listen,
well, because Clarence Macklin isn't nominated.
Yes.
Yeah.
The nominees are Yura Borisov for Nora, Kieran Culkin for A Real Pain, Edward Norton for A Complete Unknown, Guy Pearce for The Brutalist, and Jeremy Strong for The Apprentice. And
all right, before we talk about any of them, I just want to say one thing. All 5 of these are great.
Yeah,
I think they're all. This is a stat. I know you haven't watched it. I hope you are on the same page as us with it. The more I've thought about Jeremy Strong in the movie since I've seen it, I'm like, wow, I appreciate what he did more and more and more and more. I just think that this category is stacked. The people that got in, stacked. The people that weren't nominated here, stacked. It's just, there's always a supporting category every year that's like a really strong category where it go any number of ways. And like, any one of these people, I think, would be deserving. I was about to say,
in a normal year, this would have been one of them, is what you're saying?
Yeah, in a normal year, this would have been one where any one of these people could have been like the runaway one. So I know I just jumped in. Yeah. Now, I think Paige was next.
Yes. Yeah, no, but I agree. Like, I think this is a really strong category. Like, I can make a case on why each and every one of these guys should win because they all did give really great performances. I do think it's a stacked cast. And like we said, like we mentioned some like Clarence Macklin, like he should have been in here too, but like the list is so strong that you can only put in 5. And this is, to me, this is one of the hardest ones of who I want to win and who I think who I think will win is
who will win. I think we all know.
I think we all know
who we want to win. Damn.
Yeah. Actually, in this, I'll just keep going, Paige. Actually, keep going.
I mean, I think Kieran Culkin is literally running away with this one. Just like Zoe, they have gone every single precursor, so I don't see, not that I'm relying on them, but it just seems that like the ducks are lining up in a row for them. And I do like his performance, but to me, I watched Succession and I feel like it's literally him playing the same character in a sense that they definitely are different, but they have very similar personalities. And to me, I don't know. I feel like I needed something a little bit different than just a character that he just played so recently that feels very similar. So honestly, if I had to vote for this award, this is hard because I love Yor from Anor, but his performance I think is very subtle. I think Ed Norton finally gets to play this really calm, nice guy, which we never really get to. Like, he plays like all these different characters like throughout his career, and like in this one, he's a very like soft and gentle man. Guy Pearce is great in The Brutalist. He is kind of mustache twirly a little bit though, and Jeremy Strong is fucking amazing in this movie.
So good.
I honestly, if I had to vote, I think I would go with Jeremy Strong. Because he is so good in this role. And I can pick up like multiple scenes of what I think could be his Oscar clip, to be honest, from that movie. Jeff? So who I think's gonna win, Kieran Culkin, who I would choose.
Birthday cake scene.
Yes. Yep. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, if you were to bet money on literally anyone except for Kieran Culkin, you'd be a fool.
Yeah.
Um,
100%.
I think it's him who I would want to. I really think they're all, like I said, I think they're all really, really good. I could choose any of them any day of the week. Yuri Borisov, I think he's both really funny and he does a great job. The kind of performance that they're recognizing him for this, which is great because I don't think they do it enough. Or I don't think they necessarily appreciate enough the kind of performances that are more internalized and reserved. It's in a similar way to Isabella Rossellini, it's what he's not doing than what he is doing. In how he, it's how he's not reacting or how he's just taking things in without actually doing anything. I think the Academy really loves Big, which is why Kieran Culkin is going to go.
Yeah.
I mean, you want to talk about Big. When I watch The Brutalist, which by the way, I think as much as while Furios is my number one, favorite movie of the year, The Brutalist, I think it's like 1A, 1B for me. I was nervous at first when Guy Pearce came on screen because he's played such big, loud, overacty kind of roles before. He always gives it a good go, but like he's not necessarily directed in a way that makes that sort of big thing work. He comes on with his yelling and screaming and whatnot. I'm like, oh man, it's another over the top Guy Pearce performance. I haven't heard anything about him up until this point from people who have seen it. I guess they just kind of swept him under the rug as just like a guy. I wonder how much he's in it. And then it completely, like changed my perception of the character as it kept going. And his performance continued to morph with it too. And he's so good in it too. I think this is awesome that they recognized him. There's a case to be made there. Edward Norton, Pete Seeger is the nicest man that's ever lived. That's the one other thing that I came away from A Complete Unknown with, I think, is that Pete Seeger is such a nice man, and he plays him so nicely in a positive way. Like, it sounds sarcastic to say, but he is such a sweet presence when he's on screen.
And we don't get to see that much from him. Like,
no,
he's
not someone who's able to play, lovely, positive.
Yeah.
He's always brooding and intense and anxious and whatnot. Like, the last time he played anywhere close to this that I can even think of, which I know he's probably done something similar to that maybe since, but like, I'd think like all the way back with like Keeping the Faith, which he directed. And even then he's still
I was thinking that, or like Moonrise Kingdom, maybe. Like, even Moonrise Kingdom, like that's
but
even then he's serious.
Wes Anderson, he's like got him like goofy and like a he's kind of a weird guy kind of way.
Yeah.
Jeremy Strong, I think I love what he's done. I love what he's done so much. And it really is for me, I think, a 1A, 1B of Culkin and Strong for what? I cannot believe. So I watched this. It's going to be a weird way to phrase this. My grandfather died on November 1st. November 5th was the election. November 6th was my birthday, which was the same day as his funeral. I get home and I watch The Apprentice.
November 6th is also the same day you got a horrible fucking text message.
Yeah, I got all sorts of stuff that day. It was a long thing. And then I watched The Apprentice that same day. And I come out of that like, wow, I feel worse after watching that movie. But like, I think it's almost like, wow, how much worse can it be the way you're feeling? And then this movie, and it's like, I was really cold on it at first, and I've really come to like appreciate a lot about it since. And mostly because of Stan and Strong, but like Strong, I think, is a standout. I'm like really like rambling about it, so I'll just say I think it will be Culkin, and flip a coin between it being Culkin and Strong for my want. I guess I'll just say Strong for want. I think that you're crazy if you think that this is exactly like he is on Succession. I think that beyond the fact that he has certain tones in his voice and speaking mannerisms, I don't think this is anything like Roman.
Yeah.
Having not seen Strong in The Apprentice quite yet, I have to remove him from this category.
Yeah.
He's like if Kendall literally was able to be the successor and then
I don't want to
bring
hear
this
more.
time.
I don't want to hear more about.
So no, you don't need to. You don't need to abstain. You can still do a. Who do you think?
No. I know. I'm
Yeah.
saying I'm abstaining from mentioning him.
Yeah.
Because as of right now, my want and will are the same person. Because Kieran Culkin is who I wanted to win this from the moment I saw A Real Pain. Because while I do see what people are talking about of it being a similar performance, I really don't think it is. There are more layers to this character. He's more nuanced. And unlike the younger Roy brother, he's actually, even though he is a dick, he's likable. Like, I actually sit there and I'm feeling bad for him because he's clearly just going through it, trying to adjust to this life where his grandmother's no longer around, and the fact that he's not as close to his cousin when they were once. Like, all of this stuff is just finally in a place where it can all come out and be put on the table, and that's why I absolutely loved the performance he gave in this.
Can we just because he's not nominated Best Actor, just real quick? I think that just Jesse Eisenberg's work has been severely underrated.
Agreed.
This year, yeah, I think that it's the line of dialogue, which I think makes it so powerful in
honestly,
in his screenplay is the one where it's like you make you light up a room
when they're on the roof.
and then you make everyone feel like shit.
Yeah, you can make everyone feel so big in the room, but also so small at the same time. Like that is that's why I will say, like the dialogue, the screenplay is really strong.
I will say I would have put this film in over Emilia Perez and Nickel Boys. I would have.
Yeah, if I could have picked, when we get to picture, we can do that.
I was just about to say I would have put Jesse in for directing because I think people are severely over Jock.
I would have put
there's a few. My point is there's a few people. He's just one of them.
Yeah,
but Jeff made the comment about Jesse Eisenberg being under appreciated for his role
for his acting work, and everyone's been focusing more on his screenplay stuff and I guess direction more too.
Yeah,
and that's what I'm saying. Like, I just want to say, I just feel like I haven't personally heard his outside of his screenplay be talked about, but I felt like his directing was, especially for this being his second movie and his first movie,
and I did not like his movie.
Yeah,
I was not looking forward to this until people started talking about how good it was.
Exactly, and that's why I was like, that was a massive jump that I appreciated and respect, and that's so.
I actually found his what's the I don't even remember the name of it.
This first
When You're
movie?
Seeking the End of whatever it is. With Finn Wolfhard and Julianne Moore. I actually found that movie obnoxious.
Yeah, same. I did not like it at all.
Annoying.
It's like The Last Thing on Earth or something like that. I forget the name of the title of the film.
It's just
The Last Person on Earth. I fucking don't know. It's just, and it made me feel like I was when I was watching that movie because I was like, why am I doing this to myself right now?
When you finish saving the world.
That's what it is.
Anyways, let's move on.
We'll get ready to save the world with this screenplay. So.
All right.
Yeah. So what do we do? Do you want to do actor or actress?
I was about to say they're doing what they do, going on to actress because we going back. It's
back and forth. All right.
So on to Best Actress. The nominees are Cynthia Erivo, Carla Sofia Gascon.
Woo!
That's a joke.
You were the only one that will be doing it on Sunday night.
Mikey Madison, Demi Moore, and Fernanda Torres. This is a strong category outside of one.
Top four, very strong. Yeah.
But wow. So we're going back to Jeff with this one. Jeff, who do you think will win, and who do you want to win?
I have not seen I'm Still Here, so I had the ability to see it. I got an online screener, and then I remembered about it after it already expired.
Oh, I forgot it just expired, didn't it?
No, it expired weeks ago.
Oh, so I remember you had the other one. Sorry, I thought it was in your Film Independent one.
No, we didn't get it.
No. That's different.
Gotcha.
I mean, who do I want to win? Demi Moore. Demi Moore is who I want to win. who will win, it really is a toss-up between Demi Moore and Mikey Madison. And this whole idea of like, oh, well, there's a narrative behind it. They both have narratives.
Yep.
And the big thing
What's
is
Mikey's
like,
narrative? Because I haven't heard it. If I'm
Mikey,
yeah,
it's another young ingenue taking the world by storm with a film that's a presumed front runner in most categories. So it's just sort of like riding the wave.
Yeah.
Okay. She won the BAFTA, but she didn't win SAG. It really has been, in terms of like, who's winning what, it's been going back and forth between her and Mike and Demi Moore, which, at the end of the day, they're both great performances, and it's just awesome that they both get to exist. But you go back and forth, and it's like the way campaigns work, which is stupid. It's not people voting for the best. We all see these anonymous things. These anonymous voter ballots, which just show that like half the Academy probably doesn't actually pay attention to anything.
Which I think, honestly, like if you're an Oscar, like one, you should be penalized. You should be taken like off out of the Academy if you are going to.
Everyone needs to be like Kirsten Dunst. She watches everything.
Yes, you need to watch everything, and they need to somehow like ticket to make sure that you do. Like someone needs to.
Yeah, you gotta just make sure you have a duty to do this. You have a duty to this thing. Yeah,
show people your nominations.
Exactly. So I'm going to go out and say Demi Moore will win. I think that ultimately, when thinking about crossover, like voters, I'm thinking SAG is the largest branch, and they're the ones who awarded Demi Moore. And I think that another huge speech like that, like it doesn't matter because like voting closed before SAG was announced, but the other big ones that mattered, I think, did happen in time. I think the Golden Globe speech probably did a big thing for her.
Yep.
Now, I'm just happy that it exists. I love it. I think it's awesome that a movie like that with that kind of a performance got noticed by the Academy. I think it's cool that, they're shifting a little bit at a time the kind of movies that they're watching and acknowledging. I think that if Mikey Madison wins, why would I be mad about that? I think she's also great. I do also think just because sometimes they throw in a weird like shock win, a la Olivia Colman in The Favorite, which was awesome when that happened, even though she was absolutely not the lead actress.
Oh, Jessica Chastain.
Or Jessica Chastain. No, that she rode the momentum there. She had a lot of precursor stuff. I think that there is a possibility of Fernanda Torres sneaking in if there's like a split. But I think it's going to be Demi Moore, and I want it to be Demi Moore.
Okay.
Well, you got that.
So me personally, this is the one where it's a toss up for me because I am not going to say Cynthia Erivo, even though I think her performance is absolutely amazing. The idea of having a Black woman play the role of Elphaba was fantastic. Props given all around with that. However, that is not who I want to win. And here's the thing: it's a 50. Who I want to win is a 50-50 because it is Mikey Madison and Demi Moore. Like that, those are the two where it's like I want them to win. However, only one can win, and I really can't pin which one matters more.
It really is like the polar opposite narratives: the young ingenue versus the career. The career one, but also for like a role that they also deserve the award for at the same time. Like those are the two big kind of narrative ones that like get people if there's like the stereotypical kind of Oscar story. They're against each other head on.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's because I saw the Substance about a month ago now, and I was just blown away to where I immediately bought the 4K. And granted, I had already like pre-ordered it as a blind buy, but I had been thinking about canceling it since I hadn't seen it. And then I watched. I'm like, I'm not canceling this. Fuck that.
Rocks.
And then even yesterday, I saw the digital was on sale because I like to have a digital and a physical for my library. I like to have both, and it's on sale for like $10-$12. And I was like, you know what? I need it because otherwise it's going to shoot back up to like 25, 20. So I was like, let's get it. So that's what I did. And Anora was $10. I bought both of them because, of course, neither of them are getting a physical release that comes with the digital copy because Anora is only getting a Criterion release, which that comes out, like the film itself comes out in May. I'm gonna have to wait till July to buy it because I'm gonna get the 50% off sale. So like, it's such a toss up, just like it is for who I want to win. I think it's such a toss up for who will win. I'm not even.
If you had to choose it right now, though, gun to your head. Gun to your head. You got to pick one.
I was about to say, gun to my head. I'm taking the bullet. Like that is where I'm at right now, because I really couldn't tell you who is going to be the winner. Like that's how close it is. It is like a razor thin margin.
Yeah, I think this is the most competitive acting category, hands down. And I think it is like, it can go either way. I really do think it is between Demi and Mikey. And those are the two that I want to win. I would be so happy if either of them took it. Like, I think they both give such phenomenal performances that I'm just like, I don't know who to choose. But like, I think if I had to choose, like, I think to myself, like, who I think gave the best performance of the year that I most enjoyed, and I guess I would say Mikey. So I guess I would say I think she gave the best female performance of the year, so I would say I would want her to win, but I think Demi is going to take it, and I am totally okay with Demi Moore winning if she does, and I am totally okay if Mikey wins too. So like, either way, I think we all win because they both gave such phenomenal performances and they're being honored for.
Yeah, I think we all win because both movies exist.
Exactly.
Yes.
Cool.
All right. Moving on now. We're gonna go to Best Actor, and that is a category Jeff and I are gonna fight about. And I think this is when I go first. And cool. So we have Adrian Brody, Timothée Chalamet, Coleman Domingo, Ralph Fiennes, and Sebastian Stan. I have to take some again. I haven't seen the Apprentice, so I can't speak on Sebastian. But if I'm speaking on the other four, who do I want to win? Coleman Domingo. It would shock the living hell out of me if you won at this point, but that is, in my opinion, hands down the best male performance of the year. Who do I think will win? Timothée Chalamet, because I think people like me are going to have issue with AI assistance, because I've talked with a large number of actors who have compared it to a PED in sports. The fact that it is they are getting assistance and making it sound as natural and fluid as possible. They don't like that. So with that being said, I don't think Adrian Brody's getting it. And I think this is Timothy's to lose for that reason. I wouldn't be shocked if Adrian won it, but talking to the number of actors that I have and knowing some of them are a part of SAG, and the fact that Timothy won the SAG, that tells me everything I need to know. On to
Whose turn is it next? My turn? Yes. Oh my gosh.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I do think it is between like who will win. I do think it's between Adrian Brody for The Brutalist and Timothée Chalamet for A Complete Unknown. I do think Brody has the edge a little bit just because of the I just feel like the precursors have been aligning more, and I do think this is his best performance since he won the Oscar for the piano. Nope. Yeah, for the piano. Right?
I think someone made a joke before. It's like, I'm paraphrasing it, but it's like he's got a lot to thank Hitler for.
Yep.
That was Nikki Glaser was like,
yeah, that was it. That was it at the Golden Globes. That was it.
Like, you owe your career to baby Hitler.
Yes.
This is another one though. If I had the ballot today in front of me, who I think gave the best performance. I guess I'm between which one I like the most is Coleman Domingo for Sing Sing and Timothée Chalamet for A Complete Unknown. But I think I'm going to go with Timothée Chalamet for A Complete Unknown, who I want to win, only because he does the live singing, and like he has proven time after time again that this man is going to be one of the best actors like ever. He's going to be up there when in 100 years when we look back and we mention Daniel Day-Lewis and Marlon Brando and X, Y, and Z. Like, his name is going to be up there for best.
He's also a weeb, so he's got that going for him too.
He's what?
A weeb. Like, he's a meme kid. Like,
yes.
Weeb is A kid who's like obsessed with like Japanese.
Yeah, well, he's that too. He's that too.
Yeah.
He's both. He's had Yu-Gi-Oh and Beyblade on the fucking red carpets with them. Come on, like weeb. He's a weeb.
So yeah, I think who I would want to win is Timothy Chalamet for A Complete Unknown. Who I think will win though is Adrian Brody, who does give a phenomenal performance.
Jeffrey.
I think it will be Adrian Brody. I think that the vast narrative has always been in Brody's favor. And the SAG Award thing was an interesting speed bump in trying to predict that sort of thing. I think that he's good in the movie. I wish they made him interesting. I would say that's my feeling on his
on who?
I think Timmy's good in his movie. I wish they made him interesting.
Oh, okay, Timmy, yeah.
Like I said before with the whole thing, every movie seems to have that sort of thing. The only difference is that they talked about it this time. So I don't really care about this whole like, oh, some people don't seem to think that way, because I've seen plenty of other like talk in the opposite direction about like, its actual use and the ethics of it. And there's not nearly as much outrage as I feel there, some.
Yeah, I don't think it took on as much of I think the Amelia Perez of it all blew all the smoke away from the Brutalist and set everything else on fire.
Like, you want to talk about that? Yeah, what Zoe Saldana also has? The same exact AI tools emphasizing her work in Amelia Perez as Adrian Brody in The Brutalist. The exact same program, not even just both using it for the same purpose. The same program, Reese Beecher, doing the same thing, that it's just condensing the time and whatnot. And so it's the ethics of using AI versus, a non-AI version of the same sort of like result. And she's going to win. So I don't think that it's actually going to be as much of a big deal as, as some feel. So I think it will be Adrian Brody. He is my number one as well. I would love if Coleman Domingo won.
Yeah, same.
If I could do a write-in, I would say Sebastian Stan for A Different Man. He should have been nominated for a different man than the man that he was nominated for.
You know who I would add in there is the father in
Daniel Craig. Damn it.
No, the guy from the father from Ghostlight.
Daniel Craig.
Daniel Craig. Oh yeah, Keith Kupfer, I think his name is.
Yes,
he's amazing.
Yes.
He was so good. But yeah, Daniel Craig was my actual like number one of the year. I'm devastated he didn't get it. I just want more people to be able to discover his performance in that work. Yeah. And I can't wait to buy the A24 release Blu-ray of it.
Yeah, I'm still
to add to my film studio branded paraphernalia
the fact that A24 has essentially moved on from typical Blu-ray releases just pissed me off royally.
Yeah, it is disappointing. I mean, not all of them, but like
it's only they only do it if it's a hit. If it's a hit, it gets a typical Blu-ray /4K.
The original idea was, if I'm not mistaken, it was years ago. I read it. It was they would give a movie a Blu-ray release, a physical media release, if it hit at least $1 million at the domestic box office. And I think that went as far. That was like that's been their rule for at least like 6-7 years. Because I remember thinking about that rule when Midsommar came out.
Okay.
So it's at least a 6-7-year-old rule.
Well, I wonder if Sing Sing even hit that, because they dropped the ball with that film. And
it is going to be a Blu-ray. It's going to be through their A24 shop. They're not doing those normal. That's what he's talking about.
Yeah, I'm talking. Oh, you're talking about the normal. Yeah, A24
like how they have their own box things. Yeah,
I think they upped that. I think they upped that number because like Love Lies Bleeding did more than a million domestic.
Yeah, no. So it does have that Blu-ray. I own it.
No, it doesn't have a normal Blu-ray release. What I'm talking.
Yeah, no,
about.
I know. I'm saying.
I'm complaining that I don't have a normal Blu-ray release of it.
Oh yeah.
So
I have
the normal Blu-ray release. I was saying the normal Blu-ray.
That is the normal one now. Is through their own shop instead.
Yeah, that's how they do it.
But I'm saying for bigger, more successful films, they have done a typical Everywhere All at Once being the prime example. Normal Blu-ray and 4K release.
Oh yeah, no. This like exclusivity to their shop is only like in the last year and a half they started doing this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like Everything Everywhere All at Once came out in spring 2022, and it's been like in the last 2 years. really, that they've been doing this. And it's either not even every movie gets on Blu-ray. And if they do now in the last 2 years, it seems like it's solely one that's going through their shop. So yeah, I get that. Yeah.
It's just
What are we talking about again?
Now we're going to talk about Best Director. And I get to choose.
Were we finished with the actor?
Yeah, I think so. I said Adrian
you started.
Brody
It started with you,
want.
and then
okay. I was just making.
And then I said I want.
Sure.
I want, and it will be Adrian Brody.
Yes.
Coleman Domingo winning would be great. That would be cool.
That would be awesome.
Maxine did get a normal release. I did.
That's right. Yeah.
Yep. See.
And Civil War did.
Civil War. That's right. I own Civil War. I keep meaning to buy Max.
So that's why I was saying, unless it hits a different plane.
It now is a higher threshold. Otherwise, because I think
and Iron Claw got a physical release.
Yes, We Live in Time did We Live in Time did solid for A24 at the box office, and that is only on their exclusive shop version.
Yeah.
So I don't even know what the threshold is anymore. So
I don't either.
Let's go to director. Go to director. I have a cat.
All right, who I want to win? Okay. I gotta do the nominations. Duh.
Yeah. I was about to say, Paige.
I want George Miller to win. I want Luca Guadagnino to win.
Paige, we all know who you want to win, and that's why you're being so overzealous.
I know.
I want Jacques Audiard to win.
So, fuck off. For directing nominations, we have Sean Baker for Anora, Brady Corbett for The Brutalist, James Mangold for Complete Unknown, Jacques Audiard for Emilia Perez, and the Substance director, Coralie Farge. Now, Paige, who do you want to win? Because it's not
who I want to win is Denis Villeneuve for Dune Part 2.
Oh, that's not who I thought.
He's gonna get the Peter Jackson treatment with Dune Messiah if Dune Messiah keeps the quality.
But no, they should have given him his flowers now because he.
Yeah, I hate the idea of don't give the flowers now.
Yeah, give it while it's deserved, because not just give it to him because he now deserves it.
Otherwise, Peter O'Toole dies with no Oscars.
Yeah, so who should get it and should win is Denis Villeneuve for Dune Part 2. But since he's not nominated, guys, who I want to take it. Oh, this is a hard one, actually.
Really? I thought this was the one that was most telegraphed for you.
All right, who I want to win is Sean Baker for Anora.
That is not the one I thought you were picking.
But I would lose my fucking shit if Coralie Farge won for.
You had it right the first time.
I would I will probably have a heart attack and die on the floor because I'll be so fucking happy. And that would be insane. But I do want Sean Baker to win this award, but I would love if Carly won. That I would probably go streaking. I will run the streets naked if she wins.
So which one of us is paying her bail? Because I'm gonna
call you.
You're closer, sir.
Yeah, so
what? But who I actually think is gonna take it. Even though it kind of is pointing towards Sean Baker, I do think Brady Corbett is going to take it for The Brutalist.
If Corbett takes it, I think Anora wins Best Picture. If Baker takes it, I think
interesting. That's going like the flip.
Well, typically when it's a race this close,
they try to split it.
I was about to say, typically what happens is it's like a split. However, this is the first year, and we'll get to this when we dive into picture, but that they have the ranking system in place for Best Picture, which
they've had the ranking system in place for years.
They've made a bigger deal out of it this year, I guess.
They've had that ranking system in place for years.
We're talking about the
which is crazy because it's like the ranking system,
picture, right?
Yeah.
I'm changing my answer, by the way, guys. I want Coralie to win. Coralie Farge to win for The Substance. Coralie Farge to win for The Substance. But I think Sean Baker will win. Let's do that. I'm changing my answer. Fuck it. Even though Brady is probably going to win, that's what I'm sticking with.
All right, Jeff.
It's Really, it really is. I think in terms of who will, it's between Brady Corbet and Sean Baker.
It is, yeah.
Because Sean got the DGA, which is huge.
Yes, she did.
I think that
And
Corbet
PGA.
has been the one more acknowledged as like for the director work side of it. Overall, the narrative, just like the story, of what people are really like recognizing and latching onto. I think that but I want it to be Brady. I want it to be Brady.
I think he's deserving. I do think he's deserving.
Mm-hmm.
I think the best part of The Brutalist is the
Mm-hmm.
directing of it.
I think it's frankly, I think it's nuts. James Mangold is in here above some other people. And I don't think that he did a bad job directing. For as nonchalant or flat as I am about a complete unknown, but top 5 is just like a nuts thing to somehow have him be there lately. But it is between Sean and Baker for Will, or Sean and Brady. I guess I'm just gonna, I'm just gonna go for it. I'm gonna say Brady will win.
Mm-hmm.
I want him to win. He will win. I say that thinking Sean will probably, since he got the DGA and like.
That's what I'm thinking too. Like Sean may actually win, but I think if I had to actually put
SAG
money
went
on it,
Conclave, which is huge.
Yeah.
When I don't,
Conclave wasn't nominated, so.
No, I know. I'm just talking about the general like idea of like everything building and what that means for the industry's love for one film over others. So I don't know. I'm thinking that it's going to be Brady both ways.
Who do I want to win? Sean Baker. Who do I think will win? Sean Baker. It's just that simple. And I'm not going to rehash what they said because that's literally the same thoughts that they had.
Mm-hmm.
Like just like Jeff, how you think it's Brady and you want it to be Brady, it's the same.
I'm just
thing.
flipping a coin.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't want it to be Sean. I want it to be Brady. But like,
I know. That's what I said. You said you want Brady and you think it'll be Brady. I want Sean and I think it will be Sean.
Yeah, it will be Sean. Yeah.
Corley is my close second, but yeah.
Can we just say Anora does rock? Anora's so good.
It does. It is. It's just fabulous.
And speaking of Anora, we are on to Best Picture. Our final category we'll be covering here. And so, having seen all these now, the nominees are Anora, The Brutalist, A Complete Unknown, Conclave, Dune Part 2, Emilia Perez, I'm Still Here, Nickel Boys, The Substance, Wicked. Jeffrey, we are on to you.
Are we?
Who do you think and who do you want to win?
Well, I want Emilia Perez to win.
Shut the fuck up.
No, he probably does just to watch the world burn.
Everyone, it would get dead fucking silence in that room full of thousands of people if that happened. Just
Hundreds,
saying.
not thousands.
What?
Hundred
thousands. Yeah.
No, hundreds, not thousands.
Oh.
Yeah, 100,000s of people in the auditorium.
There's probably people outside waiting for the world to crash if that happened.
But no, Jeff, honestly.
I am... SAG went Conclave, but everything else basically...
BAFTA went Conclave too, didn't they?
Mm-hmm.
BAFTA, yeah, but
that's
BAFTA is weird in a lot of
BAFTA.
ways. Like, it's really hard. There's a little bit of overlap, but also, like, BAFTA went for, like, the most British films to win. Like, they chose
they always do.
Wallace and Gromit for Best Animated Film because it's, like, for Best Animated Film and Best Family Film because it is a British institution. So they were like, we can't not. And it's, like, this is the most British film, Conclave. Yeah. So I think that just how BAFTA went gaga for All Quiet on the Western Front, Berger's last film, I don't know if it's going to be necessarily the same here. I think that I want it to be The Brutalist. I think it's going to be Anora.
All right.
I want it to be Anora, and I think it's going to be Anora. Actually, I shouldn't say realistically. Realistically, if I'm going based off my favorite films of the year, I want it to be Wicked, but I know that's not going to happen. But not basing off my favorite films of the year, I do want it to be Anora. So,
Same. Honestly, who I think will win and who I want to win is Anora. I think it's so deserving. I would love to see. It will just show so much, like with something like Everything Everywhere All at Once winning and then getting a film like this to win. I think it just shows the progression that the Academy is changing tune to a lot of these smaller, more unique, bizarre films. And I would just love to see something like that happen. And
I know that I'm picking like an Oscar-y
That's
type
that's
film.
yeah.
When you
The Brutalist,
describe The Brutalist, it feels
yes.
like the most typical Oscar-y type of thing, and it
Yes,
doesn't
it does.
feel like it at all. It's just like, so. But yeah, you're right. You're talking about like the changing of the guard, the more people that get in there to vote. And whatnot. It does feel like there's a shift. That's why the substance is in here now and whatnot.
But I do think you are right though, that I honestly think it's between The Brutalist and Anora, and I think Conclave is obviously slowly like sliding in a tiny bit as like the
I think
number
it's
3.
between Anora and Conclave, actually.
Do you? Okay. Well, yeah, but it is interesting that you say though that The Brutalist is definitely like, when you look at all the nominees, like that is like the most Oscar worthy.
Old school Oscar worthy one.
Yes, like that's what you would go to like back in the day. Like that's what would win and stuff. But no, I really want to know where to take it. I think what Sean Baker and his whole team, cast and crew, were able to do with that film, it's amazing. I love it, and I would love to see it happen. I would love to see Dune Part 2 win, because I think that film is a masterpiece, but that's not happening at all. So I'm thinking realistically, thinking with my head, not my heart. But my heart loves Anora, so that's why I would be so happy if that won.
Totally fair.
Fair. Totes fair.
So yeah, I mean, that's it. I'm pretty sure we covered it all.
We did it, guys.
And we did it in under 2 hours.
Yeah, that's crazy. Look at that. It's 1 hour and 7 minutes we're hitting at the moment.
All right, Paige, we're going to start with you. Go ahead and plug your stuff.
Oh, yes, guys. Well, 1, always check out What Rail Entertainment. But 2, you guys can check me out on Instagram and Twitter and follow me over there at Front Page News 9. You can also go check out bitesizebreakdown.com, where you can see all of my film and TV reviews being published there. We also are doing a segment right now leading up to the Oscars on Sunday, which is called A Bigger Bite, on our YouTube channel. So feel free to go check it out, subscribe, and check out all of our videos of all of the Best Picture nominees leading up to Oscar night. And yeah.
Jeffrey.
You can find me here. You can find me there. You can find me blacked out at Disney Springs.
This is true.
This is very true. Matt knows. He was on the phone with me when I was blacked out.
Oh, that was hilarious. When Paulina has to be the one on the phone instead, that's how you know Jeff is bad.
Yeah. Or you can find Jeff on Snapchat rating espresso martinis.
Yeah, that's true. I had 5 out of 10 of the drinks I had at Disney Springs were espresso martinis.
Man, he was texting me throughout the day and updating me.
Yeah, I was. I watched Companion at the beginning of the day. It was a good day, from what I can recall, or from what I've been told. I got some reviews in the pipeline, potentially screeners, etc., and whatnot. Maybe I'll do them here. Maybe I'll forget. Maybe I won't go. We'll find out.
Maybe life won't let you.
Yeah.
That seems
back to you, Matt.
And you can find me right here on What Real Entertainment, but also I am the host of A Bigger Bite, that collab podcast between Lot and Bite Size Breakdown. Currently, right now, we have Daredevil Week going on, where I did reviews for season 1 of Daredevil, season 2 of Daredevil. The 2 Punisher seasons got put in one review, and that was the Punisher series review, which dropped today. Tomorrow, Daredevil season 3 review drops, and then on Monday, the Disney Parks Daredevil Born Again Daredevil Mask unboxing comes out. So,
ooh,
yeah. And then, of course, you can find me over on Views from Metropolis, where we finally have a new episode drop. I'm sorry, Chance. I'm sorry. Life got in the way. So that is finally dropping for Superman 4: Quest for Peace with special guest Chance Ellison. And then, as always, you can follow our Twitter or our Twitch and our sister channel, Watt Gaming. Watt Gaming is literally just twitch.tv/WattReal as spelled in that top corner there. But yeah, that is everything over here at Watt Real Entertainment that you can check out. And with that, folks, signing off, I am Matt, that is Paige, and that is Jeff. And we will see you next time.
I told you. I told you.
Who will you guys vote for the Oscars?